What aspects of the story drew you to Luca?
Well, I got to be honest. I mean, it's a Pixar movie, so that's kind of I was in automatically. I mean, well, not automatically, but I think that I was sent sides before I even read the script for Lorenzo. And so I think most people, most when it comes to like voice acting, I think Pixar's up there, right? It's you never know what's going to happen with but like with Pixar, they always seem to stick the landing, right? It's just if successful movies was a batting average, what would their batting average be? 900, 980? So yeah, I think to answer your question, it's like once I heard Pixar was thinking of me for a role, I was like, yes.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And do you see any parallels between your character and your own life as a father?
Yeah, well, I think that for me, I mean, the character I play he's, kind of like a baffled father he's distracted, but hopefully I'm not as distracted, but I'm definitely baffled by the task of fatherhood, and well-intended. I think both Lorenzo and I are well-intended, and, the relationship I have with my real wife and in Luca with Maya Rudolph, it's very much, collaboration is very important.
Yeah, for sure. I guess also there's that fact that Lorenzo obviously really loves Luca.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And how does voicing a Pixar movie compare to your other voice work?
I think that, I've only done one Pixar movie, and it's obviously individual to the directors, because they're in charge of their project. But I think that I'm guessing, or maybe it's, hearing this or I'm piecing together, there is this community angle that exists in Pixar, that there's a spirit of collaboration, that even though the final say obviously comes up to the director, there is a pooling of ideas that exists at Pixar. But otherwise, there's, different roles and different sizes of roles might involve more improvising. I think that for a character like Lorenzo, this father role, I was definitely, I would improvise a little, but the important thing is to create that character point of view that Enrico, the director, wanted to communicate.
Yeah, for sure. So what was it like working with Enrico as a director?
It's amazing. I mean, there is something about Luca that felt very autobiographical, because Enrico, I think has you don't want to, get too personal, but I think this is kind of his story, and I think that there's something very personal about this. And so, all projects you want to be a facilitator in helping the writer and the director get their vision there. Hopefully you add some value, but I learned a long time ago that and maybe having been the executive producer of a show, you want to be a partner. You want to be like somebody who's like, I have this idea, and if they don't want the idea, you're not going to pout. You're just like, okay, that's fine. You know what I mean? How can we help you get to this?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And Enrico's talked in the past about, his relationship with his father. Did you guys kind of chat together about the relationship that Lorenzo should have with Luca based on that? Or was it entirely kind of a fabrication on your part based on the script?
I think it was much more, like the direction was very much driven by story. What would help the story,
Right.
And how that relationship within the context of Luca's relationship with his mom too. So, and then even the grandparents. So like, if you look at all of that, it's, which is one of the things that I find so enjoyable about this movie as a parent is the arc of, parents having to let their kids go off and make their own mistakes and do things that are scary. Because as an adult, we know it's a scary world, but we also know that, you have to kind of let them go. You're going to set them free. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And did you have to do a chunk of your voice recording from home, or were you able to get to a studio?
It was all at home, all virtual. Like even the audition was when we were quarantining in New York City, and then when we rented a house in Westchester. And now here I'm working on Peter Pan and Wendy, and so it's all been virtual.
Yeah.
It's all been in some kind of domicile.
Did you pad your closet like Jack did?
I did. No, there was different. There was somebody very important in all the equipment was sent. I had to go around my house kind of like, I'm working, so no one scream. And then they also sent soundboards. Like there's, but Pixar knows how to do this stuff. Like It was like an iPad just for communicating and an iPad for recording. And then there was it was a lot of, they knew what they were doing. There was no experiments occurring.
Okay. Did you get to meet your co-stars? I know you might have come across a couple of them in the course of your other work, but did you get to meet in person?
No, I had worked with Maya on Away We Go, and I'm a huge fan of hers. So there was a familiarity, but like we never even were on at the same time. The expectation was that we were eventually going to do that, but that never happened. So I did a couple sessions with, Enrico, but it was pretty painless.
Yeah, that's good. And I guess I've got to wrap up in a second, but my last question, you mentioned Peter Pan and Wendy. How is your filming for that going?
It's great. I mean, it is, it's amazing on so many levels. Obviously the story element, that it's this classic thing, but also it's this huge budget movie. And it's not like, oh, there's this waste of money occurring. It's just like, oh, they built a pirate ship. Oh, oh, all right. So I'm flying, or, oh, okay. It's just it doesn't seem to be a moment in the movie where something unbelievable isn't happening. Like I work on indies where they're like, hey, on that third week, we're going to do this stunt. They're doing like 3 of those a day.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, we have to wrap up now. So thank you so much for your time. Hope you have a really good day.